part of the office.
And he's like
is
staying
that
for 2
Nancy
weeks or
controls
something,
the
driving
recruiting.
down to the
Main
city
of the
with a bunch of
she
25-year-olds.
Right.
So it's
And
one
this
of
group
the
lady
extending that
was
back wing.
one of those 25-year-olds. She was really funny, and my
But
old
it
man
doesn't,
dad.
no,
It doesn't work.
it doesn't work, it's for show, because I tried to put it up.
Super funny, that open
I
shower
had to get- I had to
curtain,
get
the
it
side
on
of
the
the thing.
Oh, Jesus, did he get throat punched?
But my poor dad was having to like, climb up walls and.
Just said it.
And even things I don't use in my house.
Now and I.
74, 75.
Absolutely wrong, absolutely.
That's what I have.
Yeah, except for I'm an
So Gina, food comes
Oh, my God. Got to
Might
prove
not.
themselves.
We'll see if she 20 calls for It's in
I got a kid, I was drawing, I told him.
Who's next up?
So that's why we're renting it, and she has no credit. So if you ask her,
Actually, probably.
because we're waiting on FTO.
We're waiting on FTS, well, we're waiting for there is a enough to meet her.
Okay.
a private.
If not, it's just gonna be a vacation.
Or he's supposed to.
Big catches.
And that's why we're agreeing to a bond at this time. And
Okay.
it's in the street. And he already has open trafficking cases, so he's gonna be, he's no bond on that.
And, but that it's, so just 1 through 4, us through 1, 1 through 5, us through 7. And, he has a
This
big
thing
right
got-
hand, so I'm
this got
considering
Williams.
ended up
He's got
trafficking him already in this county, in Crestview. Yeah, he signed an order on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me and AJ's, that's his part of utility stuff.
Okay.
That, in order to enter into a sign on.
Especially with my.
Good stuff.
Especially with my.
So this one, not, this is already taken care of.
I mean, like as
Yep.
many clients as you guys have, I mean, just remember, like, anything, this is.
It's at the expense of other things, I assure you.
It's just expensive boring your family with all Mondays.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Quiz myself, like before pre-trial conference, because I put a little skin on the front of the file. And so I'll like,
Or if you really want to.
I didn't know we were gonna throw that.
It does take a lot of concentration.
She's such a-
And I'll still have.
Yeah, I just don't want him to
Well,
get.
you know what's good about that is they say that,
That one,
you
'cause I
know,
can see him
the
doing
more you're so using your brain and your ages, the less likely you're.
That's what I'm counting on.
Tyrants.
Not now, I don't know if I should say that.
Right.
They're confused about why we're doing it.
I got to take off, I got to take off 2 or 3 years when my kids were little.
Did you?
We're waiting.
And I don't call, and I
I've
don't.
already
I
contacted
was
him.
going
Okay.
to say,
Like, this is successful.
Circuit Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Harrington Mitchell presiding. Please be seated.
Thank you. Is there any particular order we want to do these in? Where's the state? Did we lose?
Your Honor, I'll be covering them for now.
Okay. Are there any, at this point, is the state seeking,
No, Your Honor.
seeking pretrial detention for any of these?
No, Your Honor, we're not looking to have any hearings.
Are you asking for delays in order to file a pretrial detention? Or are you just arguing for bond?
Just bond, Your Honor.
Okay. Well then, we've got people that are here. Let's go ahead and take those. Let's do Gallagher. I assume that's your case.
Good afternoon, Judge. Now, may I approach?
You may. I have not.
Gallagher?
Good afternoon, Judge. Michael Gates standing in for Byron Cotton, who represents Charles Gallagher. This matter is set for a pretrial detention hearing this afternoon. The court's aware that the state is not seeking pretrial detention for Mr. Gallagher. And I've submitted to the court, handed the court a stipulated motion to set bond and a proposed order. I would note for the record that Mr. Gallagher's wife, Rachel Gallagher, is here. His former wife, Constance Smallwood, is here. A daughter's here and two stepdaughters, all that live in the area. Mr. Gallagher has lived in the area for approximately 18 years, owns a house in Regatta Bay, and is a 37-year member of the State of Georgia Bar Association, a member in good standing, and works from his home in Destin. Obviously no prior record, and would ask that the court grant the stipulated bond.
That is correct, Your Honor. The state is not seeking pretrial detention, and the state had discussions with Mr. Byron Cotton regarding the circumstances, and we had agreed to stipulate to a bond.
Well, I mean, not obviously, but I'll say obviously, I denied it earlier. So I need some more information. Why do you believe that first of all, it's the state's decision on pretrial. I'm not talking about pretrial detention. But what's the state's reasoning on the amount based upon honestly the severity of the crime?
That's, Your Honor, based on the lack of criminal history and the fact that a weapon was not used in the course of the act. That's why the state had agreed to $15,000 with pretrial services for check-in.
Mr. Gates, do you want to make
Your Honor,
another argument?
he has no prior record. He is certainly not a flight risk. He works from Destin. As I said, he's been in the area in Destin for over 17 years. He works from home. His family's here, and just by looking at the people in the gallery, his family's here that all live here. He's not a flight risk, and that's the purpose of bail.
That's one of the purposes of bail. Not the only one. It's the one always cited, but it's not the only one. Court's going to issue a $50,000 cash or professional bond. I'll lower it. I don't believe 15,000 is appropriate. Is the state seeking any kind of pretrial services?
Your Honor, the state's just seeking check-in with pretrial services weekly.
And I think that's in the proposed order, Your Honor.
Very good. Okay. Thank you very much. Which case do you want to do next? McClovich, State v. McClovich has been continued, correct?
Yes, Your Honor, we did see that order.
We need to bring him out.
Yes.
McClovich,
Yes, Your Honor.
you can. And it was continued until next week, right?
Yes, Your Honor, it'll be next week with the other pretrial detention with the co-defendant.
Correct. This is case number 24 CF 1387, Mr. McClovich. This case actually was continued even before today. So you really didn't need to be brought over, but we brought you out to let you know specifically. So it's continued until next week to be able to deal with these with a couple of your co-defendants.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? So who wants, are you handling all these, Mr.
I
Garrity?
am, oh, sorry.
No,
Since Ms.
no,
Sharpless
you're
is
not handling
back,
these for the state.
since Ms. Sharpless is back, I have James Harrington.
You want to do Harrington first?
That's fine.
This is Mr. Diaz.
Okay, let's do Diaz.
Your Honor, this is Justin Diaz, 2024 CF 1499, on for a pretrial detention. I don't believe that the state is asking for pretrial detention in this case.
No, Your Honor, we are not.
Okay, hold on a second. So, okay. So the court's just signing the pretrial detention order that's saying the state's not seeking it.
That's
What is the state requesting regarding bond?
Your Honor, on count 1 and 2, which is.
Which are?
A possession of a controlled substance without a prescription, and a third-degree fleeing and eluding. And also on count 4, which is an additional count of possession of a controlled substance without a prescription, the state seeking $10,000 cash or professional. On count 3, he's.
Hold on a second, because I don't have the charging document here. Oh, there you go. Give me the counts. Count 1 is,
Possession of a controlled substance without a prescription.
okay. 2,
Count 2 is a third-degree fleeing or attempting to elude. And count 4 is also an additional count of possession of a controlled substance without a prescription.
okay,
On those 3 counts, the state is requesting $10,000 cash or professional.
okay,
On count 3, Mr. Diaz has been charged with possession with a controlled substance with the intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver. The state's requesting $20,000 cash or professional on that count.
and then the failure to, what's the 5th count?
It is Trafficking in heroin, Your Honor.
That's the fifth count?
Yes, that's correct. On that count, the state's requesting $75,000 cash or profession.
Defense?
Your Honor, my client has recently signed a DOC plea, so he would not be released either way. So while, of course, I'm not going to stipulate to the state's request of bond, frankly, he's not going to be released.
As a practical matter, it
Anyway,
doesn't really
so-
matter.
Correct.
That's
Your Honor.
correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Based upon that, then the court will accept the state's request for the amounts of the bond. So counts 1 and 2 and 4. Courts issue a $10,000 cash or professional bond. And the count 3, which is the intent to sell, to $20,000. And the count 5, intent to distribute as well, $75,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, you're free to go. Yes, sir.
Thanks, Harrington.
Your Honor, this is James Harrington, 2024 CF 1541. He has another open case for Your Honor, 2022 CF 2068. It's not on the docket, obviously. And I believe the state attorney is also not requesting pretrial detention in this case.
State?
That's correct, Your Honor. The state is not seeking pretrial detention. On the 22 CF 2068, there was a no bond capias issued.
Hold on a second, hold on.
Yes.
I have to prepare an order on the pretrial first. Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
There was
Would
a
you
no
start
bond-
over?
Yes. The state is not seeking pretrial detention. In 22 CF 2068, there was a no bond capias issued. In 24 CF 1541, the state would ask for $100,000 cash or professional for the trafficking of fentanyl charge, $5,000 for the possession of a controlled substance, and for the misdemeanors, count 3 and 4, the state would leave it to the court's discretion.
So count 1 is the trafficking of fentanyl,
That's correct, Your Honor.
and count 2 is the possession of a controlled substance.
Correct.
And that's an old case, the 2068?
Yes, Your Honor, that is an older case, which also has a trafficking in heroin charge, and there was a no bond capias issued. The defendant had failed to appear.
Your Honor, for clarification, information was filed listing the counts is differently, and there's only 3 counts.
Okay, and
That's my apologies. It's-
what are the 3 counts?
Count 1 is trafficking in fentanyl, count 2, possession of controlled substance, count 3, possession of controlled substance less than 20 grams cannabis.
Okay. So do we have to, we're not even dealing with 2068. That was a previous order of the court, right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
I
What's
just
the-
addressed it because it was on the docket.
Okay. Defense?
So As we just discussed, Mr. Harrington's bond was revoked in his other open matter. In this matter, I would just ask the court to consider a lower cash or professional, though of course his bond is revoked in the other case. Mr. Harrington doesn't have the ability to pay the $105,000-ish cash or professional bond that the state attorney is requesting. Practically, it likely won't make a difference in the immediate future, but I just wanted to make the record that Mr. Harrington doesn't have the ability to pay that amount of money.
And what were the charges in 22 CF 2068?
Trafficking in heroin, possession of a weapon by a convicted felon, tampering with evidence, resisting without violence, possession of marijuana less than 20 grams, and possession of paraphernalia.
Well, if it wasn't a no bond, I'd probably be bumping up the 100,000 to $250,000 based on the prior trafficking charge. So try and make every effort to keep him in jail so he didn't go out and poison the community even further. Court's issuing a $100,000 cash or professional on count 1, $5,000 cash or professional on count 2 is requested, and an ROR on count 3. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
So talk to you later.
Brunson?
Your Honor, this is Angela Brunson, 2024 CF 1519. I've spoken with the state attorney.
Is the state requesting pretrial? We have to deal with that
No,
first.
Your Honor, and can we have an agreed upon bond amount, Your Honor, but before we announce it, can we approach the branch and?
Okay, but let's deal with the pretrial detention order first. You're not seeking it?
No, Your Honor, the state is not seeking pretrial detention.
Very good. Hold on a second. You may approach.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Congratulations, Crestview's very own Dixie Dan Powell of Powell Injury Law, for your recent jury verdict of $11.5 million for your client
So,
from a death and injury
what
against
is it?
an...
2 counts, and what is the state requesting?
So, Your Honor, she is charged in count 1 with trafficking, and then in count 2, she's charged with possession of drug paraphernalia. On count 1, the state is asking for $10,000 cash for professional. In count 2, the state's requesting their ROR bond.
The defense is stipulating to those amounts. I've discussed this with my client, and her family will be assisting her. She'll be living with her parents when released, so.
Very good. The court, based upon, and the court will put it on the record that there are some issues as far as the weight and whether or not it's trafficking ultimately, and that's why there's a lower amount. If it would be a true trafficking amount, then, and the state was was charging with that, not charging, but that's what the evidence showed. This would be a much higher bond, but it's more of akin of a possession, which the 10,000 cash or professional is more reasonable, and then the paraphernalia charge, the court will issue an ROR bond. Thank you. Okay, so we've got a few minutes till the 1:30, so we'll go ahead and take a short recess and try and start up at 1:30.